Sleepy Cappy. Sleepy Cappy in the sea. 1 plus 2 happens to equal 3. Sing that fucking hymn all the time. Thankfully, I've forgotten all the lyrics to all the hymns they forced me to memorize in school. Cappy just got up. I think this is the shortest time from the bed to the microphone I've been. And none of you are up. All right, we got to do some asshole consulting so Cappy can go write a book that everyone's going to hate. But when I die, the book will still be there, and so will the ideas. And there's not a damn thing you communists will be able to do about it, except burn books. And then that will be answering everybody. Even the dumb people will say, hey, wait a second. They're burning books. I think that's bad. Is that a bad sign? I don't know. I don't have a master's in philosophy yet. An anonymous person writes, and this is just a block text of email, and I charge extra, boys and girls, if you just read to your phone, because there is an incredible amount of typos they get through, and I have to suffer through it. Hello, Cap. Hope you're having a good Christmas this year. Been a long-time listener of your work since 2006, as well as reading some of your books. Can't wait for your new books on millennials. Millennials. That's how it's spelled. I'm going to read it how it's spelled. Millennials. As I'm dealing with my older, not so mainly, I think you meant mainly brother / crush gender man-fish bicycle. Is your brother not binary, I guess, is what you're saying? There's going to be a lot of confusion in this email like that. To give you perspective, I'm 24 years old. He's 31. When it comes to personality, I'm told I'm more cold-hearted. He's more feminine or female mind in a man's body. But I see through the lies he tells to me about feeling happier, more fulfilled, as when I confront him on life, he gets insecure, emotionally charged, and goes on saying, I do not understand. Well, okay, look, I'll explain my viewpoints here. Maybe even retitle this about non-gender, and people are non-binary. Now, a lot of people on the right, or simply not the left, are going to be, what are you telling you? Say that? Look, guys, there's straight, and then there's not straight. That's the simplest way to describe it. And within non-straight, there's gay and bi. And then there are also people, it's a very small percentage of people who are some other, a general other. Now, I do not take it to the dumbass extreme, and I actually think it's kind of insulting, where last I checked, because I had to write it in the book, there was 112 genders. My ass, there's 112 identifiable genders. We could call it something else, I guess. In the olden days, they called it gender dysphoria. But whatever the case, if your brother's going through this, it's not going to be easy, because he's not fitting into the standard binary. There's something inside of him that is compelling him to identify male, female, trans, whatever. It's simply not binary. And you could say that's the cause of his issues and problems, because you're going on about how he's miserable in life. That could be it, but there could be something else. And the larger part I'm trying to get to is, okay, so what, he is. And also from a libertarian perspective, so what, he is. Let the individual have choice. For me, it's very libertarian, very freedom. Show you another extreme example. I generally don't like abortion. I don't like the concept of it. I'm like, dude, how many other ways was there to avoid having an abortion? You know, this is the worst nuclear option. It's a nuclear option. But I'm like, golly, you don't know. Nobody knows. Is it murder? We don't know. Well, and people could come up with philosophies and arguments that in the end, you don't know. But I'm still pro-abortion, or pro-choice, I guess is the more euphemistic term, because it's the individual choice. And on top of it, I'm kind of like, dude, you want to play with that kind of fire? Go right ahead. Your brother is not you. Your brother has every right to do what he wants, as long as he's not hurting other people. If it hurts him, fine. I could see you as a caring brother saying, hey, bro, what's going on? What's wrong with you? But and another thing, you really want to add stoicism on top of libertarianism. You don't control other people. Even if it may be that his confusion about gender and he's going through this tough time is the cause of his angst and problems in the rest of society, you usually can't help or stop or prevent and what would be your solution? I think somewhere in this would go beyond non-binary. If you're straight, gay, bi, I think we've got that established. One of these others where you're thinking about, well, I'm a man, but I'm actually genetically a woman or whatever like that. I don't think we've advanced neurology or neurochemistry or psychology, if you even believe that's a field, far enough to even know, oh yeah, here, and here, and here. There's your solution. There's your problem. We solved it. I don't think we're at that stage yet. So I could understand why a lot of people there at least have some angst or confusion about gender. And I think we had a client one time. He was doing the full transition surgery and things, and it seemed otherwise completely normal individual. He didn't want to be a guy. He wanted to be a woman. And there was, as you know, as an independent third party, it's like, well, that's your choice, man. I'm not going to judge you on that. I'm not going to judge you at all. Hope you have the best. Yeah, geez, talk to a therapist. 4 in 10 attempt suicide. But otherwise, and you got to take that kind of same hands-off approach. I would not, be a supporting, love if you want to go Christian, love the man, hate the sin, if you even view it as a sin. But your brother doesn't need this added bullshit right now. If he's 31, he's your standard millennial. He's got a load of other problems loaded up on him, financial, career, probably student loan debt, other stuff. If you like like he's not a dick. Here's a better question. Is he a dickhead? Does he treat you like shit? Does he lie? Does he steal? Does he cheat? Well, then fuck it. But if he doesn't, if he's a good brother and a good man, then just, I'm not saying support him, but don't annoy him about it. Oh, old Cappy, kind of sick. Didn't get 8 hours of sleep. But I see through the lies he tells me about feeling happy if I confront him on life. He gets insecure, emotionally charged, and goes on saying, I do not understand. My thought is you're correct, but also you are acting like me when I was 5. Thus, I seem to have weird thing going on. Everyone, my brother and my mother, and sometimes my father, I feel like the adult of the family. And I think this is bad because I have special needs disabilities. You spelled disabilities wrong. However, this past 3 years, I've been working and better myself and became the best version of myself. Still, I think this is a weird topic, but one I needs to be discussed. What do you think of Gen Z parenting the older and stupid people, aka millennials? As it seems to me, the younger generation, aside from being screwed by their older counterparts. Man, you have such horrible spelling and you claim to have a disability, but then you use a word with counterparts. It's like, wow, it's a 50-cent word. With the younger generations, look, that's been happening since Gen X. Gen X has had to deal with the older generation being a poor generation. Bad parents, latchkey kids, all that other jazz, divorce. And we did not have the benefits of the internet to figure out, wait, are we, at least you guys have the phrase, okay, boomer. At least you know that your elders can be wrong and that there's a readily accessible theory or opinion that the elder doesn't necessarily mean wiser. And on top of that, there's a bunch of, cold stone-hearted advice about majoring in hair. Here's your parents. There's one parent. Well, this isn't my book. That's Randy Bentwick's book. You can get that. This is parent. Now I look at all my books are basically how to be, parenting. Your parents weren't around or they were fuck ups. Here's another book. Right here. This would be the book that everybody should get if they're looking for a parent or you got a parent they're not raising. The solution is what I tell the fair amount of first generation American, their parents are immigrants and they're the first generation. And even though they're American and they were born and raised here, they're still raised under this old culture and tradition where their parents are holding on to these outdated cultural norms that is actually holding the kid back, or where they think they own the kid. Like, you're going to become a doctor and they've disowned them. I've gone through examples before. And it's the same advice I give them. It's like, look, whether you're in America or not, you are not going to be free until you get from out under the yoke of your parents, of your family. All right. You don't owe, in the United States, we created Social Security. Well, technically, I think it was Bismarck. But now that that has been the rule of the law, you do not owe your parents anything. Okay? You are a free individual here. And if you're worried about, how do I get my parents this? How do I get my parents out? How do you get any person to anything? You don't. You go and you live on your own and you support yourself. And then it doesn't matter what your parents do. Then you have a free will by which you choose to associate with your parents or other family members or your brother or whoever. It's individuality. It's individualism. It's freedom. It's libertarianism. I don't need anything from you. I'm not dependent on you. I am truly free. I'm independent. And now you don't need me. I don't need you. So whatever relationships we have are genuine. We both agree to spend time with each other. You're not forcing me to through cultural norms. I'm not forced to because I need your money. I choose to hang out with you. Like this past Christmas, like there were groups of people like, no, I'm not hanging out with them. They're not bad people. They're not ethically wrong people. They just got really shitty kids that they don't raise right. And the kids are bouncing off the walls like, bye, bye-bye, bye-bye. And the reason why is I am independent of them. I don't rely on them financially. Oh, you can see, well, you're part of the family. No. Oh, you kidder, you. No, I'm not part of that family. What? The kids aren't around? Oh, yes. Let's sit down, maybe have some wine, some coffee. Let's chat. Let's discuss, see how your job is going, see how the career is going, even see how the kids are going. Because the kids aren't there, but once the kids are peeing on the floor and spitting in their uncle face, and you're just looking at this shit show going, you. Most powerful word in the world for strong, independent people. No. You coming to see us for Christmas? No. Why? It's too far away. Love you, Dad. And until, if you're 24, I'm going to guess if you have special needs, you're at least somewhat dependent on your parents, and you're going to have a bigger hurdle to fight up than that if you are legitimately disabled. So, but it doesn't change the fact that until you aren't reliant upon your parents no more, you got to play by their rules. And, do you want to shit in your backyard? Do you want to shit where you eat? Why are you going to be confrontational? You're not going to convince older people. You're not going to convince your brother. Just go be a good son, be a good brother, and just get along. Just keep your head down. But when it comes to like having bad families or poor parents, not abusive, but they could just be poor parents. They don't raise you right. That's where you got to go on the internet. I'm not kidding. Reading some of those books will help a lot. Financial advice books, not just, my books like Poor Richard's Retirement, but Early Retirement Extreme. You watch the Dave Ramsey show. The data and information is now out there that you can raise yourself, essentially. That you can go and get unbiased third-party information that is, as long as your parents aren't abusing you. And your mom's telling, the biggest lie mother's ever told. Oh, just be yourself. Oh, women like a sensitive guy. And you go out, whoa, hey, This bald guy with a beard from Canada who likes fancy cars says the opposite. Now, he looks like he gets laid, and I know my mom hasn't slept with women. I want to sleep with women. I'm going to listen to this bald bearded fellow from Canada who drives the fancy cars. I think his name is Ryan Stone. So yeah, as long as you're under the roof of your parents' house, man, you can't do that. We gotta go back up here. Because of me dealing with the Civil War and divorce and bad toxic parent people in general, even despite my limitations, I had to confront reality way too many times growing up that sometimes I feel like an old fart. Yeah, you will. People ask me why I'm so angry. It's like, hey, give me your parents when you got their money back in the 70s and 80s like you did. Well, give me what you got, and you'll see how much we go back in time, so the money has time to compound. We go back in time, see how much happier I am, see how much more chilled and relaxed. Yes, dude, you're totally right. If you come from a harsh environment, you will grow up harsh. You'll be a stronger man, you'll be a stronger woman, and you'll be able to have. And the rest of the people who are soft, who are brought up pampered. Or they were lied to. That's another way of being spoiled is you're lied to about how great you are. When you run into these people, you're a dick, you're a prick, you're an asshole. I mean, my perfect example right here. You give this book to the average millennial, well, maybe not millennial anymore, but Gen Z girl who's off to go to college. What a dick, what a prick, what an asshole. It's like this book is one of the most loving, kinding things you can give. To a woman, well, anyone. Truth, it doesn't have to be a woman. Women just happen to go to college more, major more stupid shit. But that book is genuine, more loving, care, and compassion. But it's hard love, harsh love, fatherly love. They don't know. People brought up under lies are going to hate you and call you nasty names and give you at least resistance if you they're trying to start dropping truth bombs or hold standards. And so it's not. I think it's pointless and fruitless for you to do that. I'm going to put Juan's up here because he made a donation, so I don't forget it. Oh, thanks for the time. Yeah, thanks, Juan. Thank you. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you, too, even though you didn't say that. It's my New Year's Eve resolution is to not miss any super chats. Let's go back to your question. I feel like an old chap. I realize I still don't know shit. Yeah, you're 24. You know more than your average 24-year-old, but yeah, you still don't know shit. I didn't think I really knew a significant amount of life or what to do until I was about 40. And that was going through a shit ton of School of Hard Knocks. A lot of people die not knowing shit at all. I mean, look at Generation Spinster. Holy cow. You're going to see the first generation of young women that are not so young anymore, raised on a pure feminist careerist diet where love and family and selflessness and others was never part of the formula. They will be raised and die not knowing anything. So, I mean, I know life sucks and it's kind of, you're at a disadvantage, but at least you have your sanity. At least you got that. But holy crap, there's no hope at all to show them the way or even helping them recover from their suffering. I get that I just need to watch them burn, but still at an early age, I really feel lonely, despite the fact I am with my father's side of the family and for the first time in years. And yet it feels like what it's supposed to be the most important part of any civilization, the family, and not just nuclear, but all families. And in general, they seem to go by the wayside and into war. Yeah, no, that's what happens. I shouldn't have picked on you so much. Because you just don't use paragraphs and your spelling is atrocious. Yeah, dude, it would be nice. It would be nice to go back to the 50s, where there's mom and dad, there's one income, one parent stays home. I don't care if it's the mother or the father. But we don't have that anymore, especially starting with the boomers. It was all about me. And that is the generation that took family from the purpose and reason and living in life and turned it into a consumer item, turned it into a thing. You don't even need, you don't have to have it. And pot calling the kettle black. I don't want kids, but that's because You could give me $1 million. I'd still be like, nah, it's going to go away. Something's going to happen. And now that we've made it like nuclear family or children is a thing, family is a thing, spouse is a thing. The baby boomer parents really treated it like that. That car could stay in the garage. The kid just needs the keys to the house. And 2 houses, by the way, because they have to go between their mother and the father. And kids are resilient. And I have my kid. I'm a mom. Mom. Mommy bloggers. Holy cow. Do you think they even give a shit about their kid? It's, hey, how about you raise your fucking kid to make sure there's a man around and make sure it's the kid's biological father? Oh, no, it's like, mommy this, mommy. You see where the true focus and onus is. What's most important in their lives is the fact that they're a mom. The kid is a thing. It's a tool. And that started back baby boomer generation where, your career is not in feminism. We could argue that, but keep in mind, feminism was largely the excuse for natural, inherent human laziness and ego to go, oh, well, I am X, Y, that. The whole focus is on the individual. Well, I need to be happy and we're going to get divorced. It's like, okay, you destroyed. Why did you even have the kids in the first place? That's disproportionately mothers, but can go for fathers too. Fathers, literally being sperm donors, and they jet out and they leave. And then they're, moms love it. And mom didn't have the wisdom to abort the child without a father around. Anyway, that you are right. And keep this in mind. At the age of 24, you're much wiser and further ahead than your counterparts, to use your word. Than most families are. Certainly most 24-year-olds are. And that is the number one thing, is love from family and friends. Good family and friends, quality family and friends. Now that we've abandoned family and others, basically humans, as the most important thing in the world, and we view it as things. The dude bros who go out and party. Dude bro, we're gonna go party, man. Yeah. They're not really their friends. That's like, dude, bro, let's go party and get girls and get drunk and hammered to make all fake, like we're making our 6 figs. And then, but once somebody loses his job or no longer has his lease Beamer, he's out. And then, truth be told, you'll see this on any group of friends. They disappear. They're gone. They go ghost. Where was I going with that? Oh, and so family, friends, very precious if you could find them. But no, we really view them as things. We really view them as items. And when you view stuff as items and not a sentient human being, not especially a little innocent child, then you can do things like destroy a family. Then you can get divorced. Then you can have kids. I mean, oh my goodness, in the research, a lot of women will have kids from multiple fathers because the kid is a welfare check. That's really all they're having a kid. I've had clients before where the mothers would disown the child and kick the child out. 17, 18-year-old young man, because this was more than once, because if they left for the military in one case or for college in the other, they would lose Section 8 housing. And so now these become not only things, but assets to be used and abused and to milk. And that's why families go to war. That's why I see disintegration, because no one is putting the family or the kids or their brother or their mother or their father. No one puts them first. You're trying. I understand that you're trying to do it, and that's noble of you. But, dude, it's too late. It's too late. Parents are divorced. Your brother is off doing. Your brother's 31. It has nothing to do with him and his sexual choices or whatever. He's 31. You're not going to convince him. There's also probably in your specific case where you're 24 and people look at you and you're disabled. So now you're young, but you're disabled. Oh, he doesn't know. Meanwhile, you're explaining very logically and clearly with horrific, atrocious spelling, by the way, that you are more based. You do have a finger on it. But what you got to realize as a young man, I think, maybe you're a young lady. I don't know. In either case, as a young person, you got to realize you don't control this. Not now. If your parents had stuck together, if your brother was happier in life or something, then maybe you could reason and rhyme. But this is such a shit show that, unfortunately, for half the kids today, where your family is not stable, even if it is a nuclear family, if it's not stable and parents are always fighting and arguing, and you're a thing, and mommy runs off of careerism and daddy doesn't spend time with you, it's hopeless. You got to go back to you got to be a true American. Fuck the family, support yourself, get out. That's sadly what it has become. And in this case, some of the new immigrant arrivals with their traditional cultures have a point. Family is important, but then they take it to the other extreme. You will do X, Y, and Z because I own you. Get out of here if you're not going to become a chemical engineer. I have to prove it to my brother I'm a better Vietnamese guy than him. My buddy Khan was telling me about a Vietnamese wedding. I'm like, how much? Like $250,000 fucking dollars. I'm like, what? What? Oh, Mr. Query, you have to understand, the face is very important in Vietnamese. I'm like, dude, I would be giving the finger to every family. Like, fuck you. Got married in Vegas. Here's the reception at the VFW. Bring Target gift card. Don't bring Target. Give me Walmart gift cards. House divided cannot stand. Strong in the eye of truth and reality. At least that's what I think. Well, you're right. You're right, sir, ma'am. Put in video as I think it's something worth asking. By the way, please keep up the good work here. It's because I ran into your work in 2016 during the election that I did not end up being that nerd with glasses screaming in pain in the streets of whatever that place was. All right, thanks, buddy. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's how it goes. Let's go quickly get to the super chats here. There's Juan's. God, Anthem, do you go to bed? Conk's in the house. Happy New Year, Cappy. Thanks, Bearded. Hope your outdoor activity goes well. Nonstop Dre. Happy New Year, Nonstop Dre. Hank, thank you. Cappy ties for $2. Oh, where the heck is the rest of it? There's Nonstop Dre. Nonstop, damn right. Hard times create strong men. That's in the new book coming out. I talk about the baby boomers. To be honest, there are several chapters written about the baby boomers. And what I did is I went to the store and bought gallons of water so I could create enough urine to piss on them. And even then, there wasn't enough. Nonstop Dre for $2. No deed goes unpunished. Unfortunately, true. Tyler Durden for $2 reals. What's an R? What do you think about a double accounting degree in accounting? No, don't even do economics. Economics is a worthless field. Maybe minor in economics, but I wouldn't minor even in economics. I have a minor in economics. Don't bother with it. I would go and minor in IT. Learn some programming. That's what I would do. All right, that's it. Another video coming up. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.